So here is the Isle of Cats. I got it all today. My daughter was super excited. Should have taken a video of her jumping around. To begin with, we have these little guys. These are the screen printed meeples. Well, meeples is a bit of a stretch considering what they are. But you can see over here we have these beautiful, let me focus a bit. We have these beautiful, beautiful little cat meeples, screen printed on both sides. These are just honestly just pure fun. You know, we get all colors out. So we have these 5 colors, just fun meeples. They're just, I mean, they're unique, they're crazy. I'm enjoying them. These days, like every game seems to come with, like the Great Wall also had these options for these other screen printed meeples that you can get instead of the miniatures. They looked cool. I was intrigued. I passed on those because honestly those games are expensive enough. But yeah, let's start with the base game. So the Isle of Cats is a Kickstarter game that I backed that actually goes against my normal rules for backing Kickstarter games. Normally when I back a Kickstarter game, I have to believe that I will get my monies back, whether I like it or not, that I will get my money back. I want to think that I have to justify it basically. So mini games tend to have that, versus non-mini games that come out in retail very often don't. You don't get your money back. Wow, this box, I mean, first of all, it is insane to be going gaga over a box, and you can't, I guess, feel this, but this is a premium box. The edging, the side, this is thick. This is not falling apart anytime soon. You can't feel it, but it's there. This is a fun little thing over here. It's the cat setup. If you have a pet cat, you should place it here while playing the Isle of Cats. If you Google Isle of Cats, start looking at Instagram photos or whatever, people are definitely listening to that instruction. But yeah, so as I was saying, Kickstarter games. So Isle of Cats is a Kickstarter game that I believe when it hits retail will be cheaper than a Kickstarter. But my daughter was interested in it, and so I got it because we like polynomial games, and so I figured it doesn't matter if I'm not getting my monies back. This is a game that I'll hopefully like, and yes, I'll pay a premium to get it earlier. Usually, that's not something I do. So offhand, the rulebook is very clean, very crisp and clean. I just got Mizo, which I hope I'm saying that right. Mizo, while it looks like a great game, was an absolutely terrible rulebook. Not formatted well, not pretty to look at, not easy to absorb. This one looks very simple. I mean, it is fairly long for a polynomial game, but nonetheless, like before we get to solo mode, assuming you ignore solo mode, that's 16 pages of content, but it's very easy to get through. You know, really only starts on, if you skip setup, you're talking about page 6 to 16. That's 10 pages of fairly easy to digest content. Nothing crazy here. You know, sit down for half an hour, try to avoid having kids or friends or calls or phones or whatever, and you'll be done. Half an hour should be more than enough, or you can just watch a rules video online of how to play. I actually have not read the rulebook, but I know fairly well how to play, not from watching how to play videos, but just from watching the reviews. It's a polynomial game, so that tells you a lot going in, but yeah. Okay, now we got some extra random tiles sitting around on top. I wonder if those are Kickstarter extras or just came loose. So we'll take a look at that shortly. We have this hefty bag full of something. We've got a deck of cards over here. Draw 3 cards. These guys need to be sleeved ASAP. Okay. Yeah, this is a game I'm going to be playing with my kids a lot, and that means it needs to avoid grubby food fingers as fast as possible. All players get 2 points per lesson card in front of them. I believe this had drafting, if I recall correctly. Okay, so here we have the smaller meeples. So that bag over here that we had, this bag over here was the option to replace these guys. Honestly, I have 0 regrets. Absolutely 0 regrets. I think this is like an extra $10 or so, but I mean, you can just look at the difference in these. These are going bye-bye fairly quickly and easily. I mean, not bye-bye. They're nice meeples. They're honestly, I'd be totally fine with these, except for the fact that these are so much better. Totally worth the upgrade, so pretty happy about that. Then we have over here, we have a larger screen printed meeple. These, my kids will be very happy about this one. Oh, they have one of each of the larger ones. Interesting. They have one of each of the larger ones. I obviously have a whole bag, and then plus we have that little white one, which is a different design. Keeps it a little interesting. And then we have the fish meeples. These are adorable. The production value on this game is great. Not all games have to have minis. I acknowledge it. But they do not have to. They should look good. Games should take pride in themselves. They should be more than just a set of rules. They can be a premium production. Like it's just like movies, you know. Obviously, a good dialogue and a good plot and a good movie is better than CGI, but doesn't mean you can't have both. Just more cards. I'm not going to bother opening these right now. I think cards are only so interesting in an unboxing. But I'm very excited. I'm very excited to play this game. According to Rado, was my main hype for getting this game, Isle of Cats is basically the most gamery of gamers polynomia games. I love gamers games. I love polynomia games. So that seems simple. Kickstarter pack. Okay, I love when games do this, as opposed to just dumping extra content in and hoping you remember or know. I like it when games tell you exactly what was extra. So, we have found a scoring sheet. We have also found this scoring sheet. Honestly, I mean, as much as I went on and on about how good the rulebook was and how good everything else is, the scoring sheet's a little weak. I mean, I'll take a better rulebook over a scoring sheet like that, but it is a little weak. We found our missing culprit in terms of this little cat tile. I'll have my daughter punch these all out tomorrow. She's very excited to play this, you know, as soon as possible. Probably going to be seeing the table, I would say sometime in the next 48 hours. And hopefully we'll get a review up after. Maybe a how to play video, maybe a review, first impressions, whatever. We'll go from there. I mean, it's going to be hard for this game to let me down. It's a polynomial game. At worst, it's going to be completely tolerable. At best, it will be amazing. The art is gorgeous. I mean, this is absolutely gorgeous. I love the idea of just laying together different cats in a board. I mean, it's nothing crazy here, but it took a polynomial game, attached a great, very, very accessible theme to it, and then supposedly made a good game to boot. Okay, these ships are, here we got the ships. I don't yet know if they are unique or different. It's looking like they're exactly the same on each side, which does seem like a wasted opportunity. I find that when games have, if you're gonna go through the trouble of putting art, okay, there's something different here. The round summary is different, the scoring's different. This is a 2 versus a 4 player board. Family mode, your lessons, something's different on these boards, but I don't know enough about the game yet to know what. Okay, so I was going to give them a hard time, but printing the same thing on both sides. But if they have a purpose as to why they are different-sided, then, well, I'll live. Let's take a look at, and again, at this point is, I mean, we can be critics, but we can also be appreciative. It doesn't mean one or the other. You don't have to be completely gaga over head over heels, and you don't have to be completely annoying. I can comment on what can be better and improved upon without saying that I actually have a problem with the game. I do like that the player boards are different. I don't know much about the game yet. It looks like we do have a central tile here, but the placement of the rats is different on these sheets, these two boards. Yeah, it looks like it's primarily the placement of the rats. The actual graphic design of the board itself looks the same or similar. I want to say it's the same. The graphic design looks the same. The placement of the rats is different. I don't yet know enough about the game to tell you how that matters or whatnot, but I'm sure it matters to an extent. Ooh, my daughter is going to want this board. See, this board comes with a pretty little dragon. I do love that. It's a nice touch. I do like anything you can do to make the boards feel unique and different and customized per player is a good thing in my opinion. Okay, we found a pen, which I assume is for the scoring pad. That's actually very interesting. I mean, I don't think games usually provide a pen just for a scoring pad if it's not like a roll-in, right? It's nice of them. Grateful. I remember back in the day, plastic bags. Like this game, we got a bunch of plastic bags. That never used to be a thing. I mean, like, I'm still new to the hobby, all things considered. Back in 2012 is when I joined. But I don't remember when it started happening, but giving people plastic bags in the games was a new thing. It's not something that's always been around. It's something that's done more and more often. If we're now adding pens for score sheets or pencils, I have no complaints. These sheets are gorgeous. The cardboard is not the best, not the worst. It doesn't feel nearly as premium as the box, but it feels totally fine, totally adequate. we'll go through. The artwork is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. It looks like we do have these ship tiles. I'm assuming, in fact, I could probably check. Yep, over here. So it looks like the wooden ship are an upgrade and not something you would get normally. So maybe this will go back to my whole, let's see what we got in Kickstarter. We got certain cat tiles, 62 fish, 3 rare treasure tiles. Anything to do with more tiles and more shapes is a good thing. 6 large cat figures, but we bought a whole pack, so I guess that's fine. 4 Osax tiles, 3 lesson modules, and 12 discovery cards. Half those stuff I don't know, but more content for a game like this is always a good thing. More content in games is a very tricky conversation. On other videos I've talked about how I very much dislike Fantasy Flight lines of just tons and tons of content. You know, oh, Star Wars Imperial Assault. Oh wait, if I want to play it, there's a million packs. It's a hard line. It's a hard line. I would say a game like this, I'm not too worried about it. But you don't want to flood people with content generally. It can make people feel burned out on a game. Granted, it's all FOMO, you don't have to get invested, but people tend to. And here's the island tile. That's basically the unboxing of the Isle of Cats, the base game. Let's take a look at the expansion. So if we move that over there, we go through the Late Arrivals expansion. Now, while I do remember the basics of the game, I have no recollection whatsoever of what is in the expansion, why I got it. I mean, I probably got it because it's the all-in pledge, but I don't know what was actually in here to make it worthwhile or different or what it adds to the game. I know nothing. I know nothing. Maybe the back of the box. Let's see the back of the box. The Isle of Cats Late Arrivals, an expansion, new content, support for 2 additional players. I mean, I'm not against that in theory, but a game like this, I'm very wary of a 6-player count. I'm not commenting, it's not an impression, it's not a review. I'm just wary of a 6-player count in any game that isn't simultaneous play. 7 Wonders, great. One Night Ultimate Werewolf, any of those games where everyone's invested, great. A 6-player game where you're taking turns, I tend to stay far away from those. I'm wondering, I can't think of any examples off the top of my head where I feel that they're worth it. It could be there are, I just don't like them. Historically, any games I've played that are turn-based and 6 players, I mean, it's just been too much for me. 5 players tends to be my max. We got some more cats, more of these. I'm disappointed. You see this guy over here? It doesn't look like we were able to buy screen-printed larger meeples of this white guy. I'm a little disappointed by that because it makes me feel like I have an incomplete set. I don't know what the deal is. It's all fine. These are the good problems to have. Very much first world problems when you're complaining about being unable to purchase a larger white screen printed meeple. That is definitely a first world problem. Okay, so we have 2 player boards as would be expected in a 6-player support system. More tiles, which I guess is, I don't know how much of this is related to the 6-player stuff. It looks like we do have some unique stuff, although I'm not certain. It might just be more of the same to an extent. The treasure tiles we have, it might just be more of the same. I don't know. I do not know. I'll have to go through the expansion and see. If it's just enough to get for 6 players, then I'm not so into this. But if it's actually more content, we have 40 cat tiles. Discovery cards, there's 70 new discovery cards. Okay, fine. That is... What? No! You see, look at this. There are 70 new discovery cards. Only use them when playing with 5 or 6 players, otherwise remove them. So that is, I don't know. It looks like there's 2 new lesson modules, but like that's, I'm not so, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Don't get me wrong, if this game is very helpful for playing with 5 or 6, then great. At the end of the day, you know, I have 4 kids, so if we want to play a 6-player game at some point, then yeah, this will be a factor. On the other hand, my youngest is 0. You know, he's 6 months old, so I have plenty of time to go until that's irrelevant. Anyways, that is the unboxing of the Isle of Cats. I am super excited to get this one to the table, and there will definitely be a follow-up later. You know, some sort of first impressions review or something. That is basically it. This video is brought to you by Board Game Co. Drop by boardgameco.com, buy some games. Pricing's great, trade some games, sell some games, basically anything you want to do involving games. I mean, not playing them, there are other sites for that, but anything involved in getting you to the step where you can play them, give us a shot, and that's basically it. You can like the video, subscribe, watch more videos. I'm Alex, have a great day.